Truly Unique here again with another video, number 2 to be exact. I'm so excited. I said I was gonna do it, and here it is. In this video, we're gonna be talking about the reason I quit. But before we get into that, make sure you guys are liking the videos, please. Subscribing, of course, sharing, of course, and hitting the bell so that way you can see whenever I drop a new video. All right, so let's get into the 5 reasons I decided to quit my job. Like, really, you just left stability, you just left comfort, you left people you knew, you left that to do what? Yes, yo, I quit my job. As some of you may know, I used to be a property manager, and I was in the industry for about 7 years. I was a leasing consultant, a resident service coordinator, an assistant manager. I worked my way up to being a property manager. And so it was very, rewarding, as I said before, providing somebody with a home, building rapport, giving good customer service, and changing people's lives was amazing. And, I'm not gonna say I hated it. I didn't leave with hate in my heart for what I did, but it was definitely time for a change, right? And so one of the reasons, reason number 1 really, is work-life balance. Becoming a property manager is definitely like next level, right? You're responsible for everything pretty much. Like, you are the face of the community. Everybody and anything that happened comes to you. And so as you can imagine, that's a lot, that's a lot. Even like with being on call with my maintenance guys, like that's a lot. So when you think that you have left for the day, you're only physically not there. Mentally you're still there. Emotionally you're still there. And that's if you're like me. I cherished my job. I took what I did very seriously. And, unfortunately I had to take my job home with me, and it was just like, I just wanted to do well. I wanted to make sure that my community, my team had what they needed. My boss was proud of me and all of the things. And so, that could, as you can imagine, can weigh on somebody, you know what I mean? And so that it did. Work-life balance was definitely not there for me. And granted, some may say, oh, you brought it upon yourself. And then some may say, okay, I can see where you're coming from. But it's just like one of those things where you have a choice, right? You have a choice to choose. Do you want to stick it out and see what happens, or do you want to continue and, in which you could essentially grow resentment to the job, be miserable, whatever the case may be. And that is something I didn't want. And so having a work-life balance to me means being able to go to work, do my job, and leave at the time I'm supposed to, come home, check out from there, and, do life with my family, with my friends, whatever the case may be, and then get a good night's rest and then go back the next day. That was not happening for me. And so, that was a red flag number 1. Number 2 was my interest started to decrease in what I was doing on a daily. I would go to work and I'm like, okay, just put it on my desk. All right, I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna call you back. Sure thing, I'll get back to that email. It just became one of those things. And I don't know if other people noticed. They may have. I think they did. But, it's one of those things where it's like, all right, Anik, you got to figure this out, because now it's starting to show. You're not even there anymore. Like, you've already checked out, you know what I mean? And with me, I don't ever want to be that person where I'm a representation of, I'm representing the person that I am. I'm representing my character, my personality, and I don't want anybody to ever say I had a bad experience with her. I don't want anybody to ever say like, oh my gosh, she sucks as a person or whatever. Like, I don't ever want that to be the case. And as soon as I felt like that was about to happen or starting to happen, I'm like, okay, we got to figure this out. What is this, right? So, through prayer and through counseling and, fasting and all of those things, it became clear to me, like, wow, I really think that I'm getting to the point where it's time for a change. I don't know that I can see myself doing this anymore, because if my heart isn't in it, then I'm not in it. And so the interest started to lack, and I just started to feel like, why am I here? Number 3 I can count, I promise. Loss of peace. You guys, if you don't have peace, you don't have nothing. Like, for me, as I get older, peace is everything for me. Like, I have to protect my peace at all costs, and at the end of the day, whatever I'm doing, I need to be at peace with it. Whether I'm working, I'm home, I am whatever it is, I need to have peace with it, and I need to be I need to feel like God is in it with me. And, you know, not that God wasn't there with me at the job during that time, but, you know, I just felt like, what's my purpose in this anymore? Like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? And so with me losing my peace, that slowly started to become irritable. My spirit became irritable with everything that I was doing. I wasn't performing the way that I wanted to. And I really didn't feel like myself anymore. So yeah, loss of peace was red flag number 3. With losing my peace, I felt like my sanity was going with it, which leads me to point number 4. Number 4, when I was diagnosed with a generalized anxiety disorder, something I didn't have coming into this industry, coming into this role. When I went to the doctor, because I just kept feeling, I started feeling crazy, you guys. I started feeling crazy, like I'm losing my mind. Like, you know, all the thoughts that I could think of that revolving, you know, being at my job, all the issues, my staff, the management, the emails, the phone calls, the issues, everything was literally just like in my brain. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can't breathe. Like, what is happening? Like, you know, like I felt like I was going insane when I would come home. And even at work, I'm just like looking at the papers and I'm looking at the tasks, the to-do list. I'm looking at the emails that keeps popping up every 5 seconds. It was a nightmare, okay? And so, you know, I decided to seek counseling. I spoke to a life coach, and she helped me to discover what was happening. I also decided to I was seeing a therapist before all of this happened, but I decided to start seeing my therapist again, just because this was new. Like, the way I was feeling was new to me. It didn't feel normal. It felt scary. And I just wanted to see, you know, just talk to somebody that was more, that could probably understand where I was going or where I was coming from, and maybe even recommend something to me. So that's when I discovered, when I went to see my therapist, she diagnosed me. She had me complete like this form, and then we went over it. I told her, you know, over the sessions, we went over it, and then she, you know, gave me my results and told me that I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. So that was a no-go for me. I was like, oh, hell no. This place driving me crazy. So that was definitely a red flag beyond red flag. We were not having that. And so, I mean, it is what it is. Anxiety comes, anxiety goes, but it's also, I believe that it's something that we can control, right? You know, we have to control our thoughts and be intentional with the things that we're thinking about, and making sure that we're feeding our mind things that are good, things that are positive, things that are pure. You know what I mean? So that way we're not getting caught in those moments of, in the lies of the enemy, essentially, but also, you know, just getting caught with our guard down with these attacks that are very much real. And then finally, you guys, the desire for more. The desire for more just kept eating at me. And all I know is I just had this feeling inside of me that just wanted to do something exciting, something fun, something that was me, something that was creative, and something that I can look forward to doing. And which is where I think that the different ideas that I now am doing in my small business started to come in, as far as just like designing and creating and you know, just being myself, doing the things that made me feel free came into play. And yeah, I couldn't shake it. I couldn't shake the feeling. And yeah, I decided to officially go for it. And I'm like, you know what, I want to explore this. I don't have any kids. I'm not married. You know, I feel like God is definitely giving me to go. I have peace about this feeling. And I'm just like, I think that this is it. Like, I know, you know, I became at first it was just like, okay, I think this is what is supposed to be happening. I think this is what but as I prayed more and as I seek counsel and, you know, talk to my friends, I was just like, bruh, I think this is really time. I think it's time for a change. And so, yeah, I decided to take a leap of faith, and I sent in my resignation, which I may show y'all that video one day. It was a very, very intense video, I will say, when I sent that resignation letter. Yes, I recorded myself typing it and sending it. But yeah, so I decided to go ahead and send it, and I felt so good. Like, of course, it was just like the unknown, right? Because when I said I took a leap of faith, I took a leap of faith because I did not have anything lined up. I mean, I had my small business going, which was, you know, it was holding me over or whatever. At the time, it was an addition to, of course. So it was me, I was doing my job and I was running my small business, which was the plan after I would leave, that I would continue doing my small business and just continue to discover what this feeling was, and, you know, just kind of walk in that until God says otherwise. But yeah, so desire for more was just like, all right, I need to explore that. I need to see what else is out there for me. This isn't it. I'm literally going crazy being here, and I don't have peace about it. You know, I want to do what's going to make me happy, what's going to, you know, help me to elevate and being the best version of myself and growing me spiritually, emotionally, mentally, financially, and yeah, so I did it. Sent my notice in, gave my 2 weeks, which ended up being like 60 days, but I wasn't mad at it because the role that I was in definitely took some time to find somebody else to do. So I was all for it. My boss was supportive. She didn't want me to go, but she was supportive. And yeah, so now I am here. So entrepreneur, small business owner, believer, doing the dang thing. You know, I'm not going to say it's been easy, but it's definitely been rewarding. This has been rewarding because I'm just like discovering myself in a different light, in a different realm of things, and figuring things out for myself, and being brave and putting myself out there has definitely been a journey, and a rewarding one at that. So yeah, that's that, guys. So I don't know if you're going through something similar, maybe these 5 points will help you to see, okay, I'm going through the same thing, maybe. I don't know. I don't want this to be an advice video. This is just my perspective, what I went through. And I would say, I would encourage you to pray on it. I would encourage you to seek counsel, and I would encourage you to, you know, to just, you know, explore what it is that you're feeling, to just make sure that you evaluate single thing you're feeling, write it down, and just make sure that, all right, this is really what I'm supposed to do. If you are considering leaving your job, or whatever the case may be. That's it. That's all, you guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that you were able to take something away from it. And for those who are going through trying to figure out if they should leave their jobs or not, as you pray that God gives you his peace and clarity as to what to do next. I ask that you guys will like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification so that way you can get the notifications when I drop another video. But as always, have a great day on purpose, and God bless.